Hey guys, can you hear me okay? I do believe we're live now, which is awesome. Some music going after the classic adverts. Let me know if you're about in the chat. And if the music volume's okay, or if it needs to be a bit louder. Yo, Alien Animations. We've got Stella Kitsune. Hello, Matthew. Minecraft Transformers. Alpha Dragon's here saying Bowser. We've got Noxy saying Bowser as well. Go for Dude's here, also another one for Bowser. Hi, Tegan. I'm going to pronounce this completely wrong, but hi, is it Quantum? Welcome to the stream. Who's winning the vote at the moment? Oh, it's tied between a princess and Bowser. Oh, that's going to make it interesting. Hey, Go for Dude, how's it going? Glad you can make it to the stream. So the question is, who do we pick if it wins? We're going to need a tiebreaker. We're going to need someone to jump on the stream and break the actual tiebreaker. Bowser's winning with 50%. Ooh. Hello, Robotic Artist 27. Good to see you. How about both? If we do both, it's kind of unless we do Princess Peach or someone in the same scene as Bowser, we'd have to do Bowsetti, the kind of like the princess version of Bowser from the Power Up, which is quite cool. Not gonna lie, I have been looking at that character a bit today, but it depends which one wins. End the vote when Bowser's ahead. Oh, that's not a problem. Alien Animations. Cool. If there's a bit of an echo, I do apologise. It's this side of the room, the wall here kind of echoes it a bit. I need to get some sound panels to put on the wall out of shot. Should be quite cool. Peach wearing a Bowser outfit. That's kind of Bowsetti's design. I can't show you on. Well, I can show you on here. So I've been messing around with a design at the moment behind the scenes, which is not part of the stream tonight. But basically, Bowsetti is kind of Princess Peach in a Bowser outfit, so it's a little bit tricky, but I'm happy to do a different one like Bowser from the start. That was just getting used to drawing some characters and a bit of a warm-up earlier. Bowser's back down to 50%. Oh, Bowser's got half the votes. Okay, I say we'll give it another minute or two, and if Bowser's still winning, then we will do a Bowser illustration, which will be quite fun and quite cool. Alpha Dragon, it's not a bad idea. Bowser, is it Bowsetti? The female Bowser is basically what happens when some fans came up with the idea that this kind of like power-up crown gets put on Bowser and becomes like a Princess Peach version with a tail in that, which is quite cool. Which I found out the other day about, and I kind of just like the design, so I've been practicing. I think Bowser's winning, so that's the minute. So the winner is Bowser. So we're going to do a Bowser. I'm going to be saying Bowser a lot. We're going to do a Bowser in an illustration. So we just need to come up with a concept or pose. Let me get this kind of set up right. Stella says, I'm planning on drawing the narrative for my Sea Monster episodes. It will also be seen later. Nice. Go for Dude. I do, but I'm not saying when. And I know somebody in the chat will know it. But if they say mine, I'll say theirs. Ha 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 ha. I do like the idea of Bowser pointing in front of him. I'm not sure about the airship, but I do like the idea of doing like a dynamic pose of Bowser pointing and maybe some fire or something cool. One of the power-ups, like a star in there, would be quite cool. Hey Jericho Gary. It's not quite a spin on this one. A good question. What spin on Mario are you making? We're just basically going to take one of the characters and do a well, it's Bowser because they've won, and we're just going to take Bowser and do a digital painting illustration. So it's not really a mix-up, but I do want to do something with the pose or something. Yes, Alpha Dragon, the Sona characters. That is a very good point. Give me a minute. I do have a list of the ones that were quite cool that I will be mentioning later on in the video. But yes, I haven't forgotten the Sona characters. So basically, guys, on our Discord, we have an event where usually each month the members of the Discord will submit a piece of artwork for the event, and sometimes a bit of information, sometimes not. And for January, it was New Year, New Sona. So it was kind of the idea of creating their own Sonas. And a little bit later on in this live stream, I will be saying which ones have won that. I'm not going to do it at the end, but I'm going to do it partway through, just so people have to kind of be guessing a little bit. I'm going to start a bit. Actually, should I do it now? If you want to know who the winners are, vote now in the chat. Just a simple yes or no, or a yes or no. Saying that, I have to load up Discord to make sure I'm pronouncing the winners right. Robotic Artist, it's because on Discord we have a monthly event from time to time, and I said a minute ago, January was New Year, New Sona, where people created their own Sonas, so them in whatever universe they wanted, and we had, I think we had about 5 entries, but we have a couple of winners, and their prize was being shouted out in today's live stream or video, or whichever it was going to be. I tell you what, I'll do one now. I'm picking 3, so I'll do one now, one later, one at the end. How's that sound to everybody? I just need to let good old Discord load up so I can make sure I've got the names right, because I closed everything else down for the stream, which is quite fun. So, Bowser. What do we want to do with Bowser? I kind of like the idea of making him kind of fun and then figure it out, because I want to take up some of the space and get like a nice thing. I tell you what, question, when you guys think of Bowser, what do you think? Do you think carrying a princess and running away? Do you think shooting fire out of his mouth, pointing at something like a Mario or something? Or do we think we want him kind of like dangling, like a giant Bowser dangling like a little plushies or something of a couple of characters like Mario Luigi over a pot of lava or something? A Bowser mech or transformer? Ooh. Interesting. I'm not sure how that's going to work on a digital style. I've not had a lot of practice doing a mech or transformer on it. Go for dude, you've messaged me on Discord. Or venomized, fire out of his mouth. That could be quite interesting. Wow. I've just seen your random kaiju that you've put in the art bit on Discord, Quantum. That is awesome. I can't show it, guys, but yeah, that is awesome. Let's turn this down just a second. Okay, so the first winner on New Year New Zona is going to be... Ooh. I quite like Shazin's one, which is basically just them in kind of an anime style, and I just liked it. It was just nice and simple and kind of fitted in with the whole Zona bit. That they said you can imagine him in any grounded slice of life anime in a realistic modern setting, and then just had like an album t-shirt on it and that, which is quite nice. So they were the first one that won New Year New Zona. But for now I'll put that away and we'll continue with the stream. So I like Venomized, it's been a while. When I hear Bowser, I imagine a turtle capturing a woman for devious reasons. Yes, Noxy, that is exactly it. So fire out his mouth. Venomized is 2 votes. When someone called me by she, her pronouns, my mind went pronoun police. You so it's an a she, which is not the pronoun. No, Stella is a they. If I remember rightly. If I'm wrong, correct me, and the police can lock me up and take me away. But I think you mentioned that last stream. Over a broken mushroom kingdom, holding the princess and roaring a jet of flames. Venomized Toothless, that can open a can of worms. Right, okay. So we've been streaming for about 10 minutes. We've had our first Discord announcement for one of the winners, and that was Shazin. So if you're watching this, congratulations. And there's a shout out to you. If any of you want to join the Discord, a little self-plug before we get into it. There are links in the bottom of most of the videos as well as in the channel banner. So be sure to click that. If you're old enough to have Discord, feel free to join. It's a great group on there, and we have a couple of Discord only events. And you can give video suggestions as well as just interact with others and get some help and advice. Okay, so let's look at this design in a second. So a Venomized Bowser is quite cool. It's still going to be in a bit of a digital painting style, which would be quite good, because I think that'll stand out quite a bit. So let's see, what pose do we want? Do you want... Let's kind of get a big... He's got a big head. Lovely giant nose. That's a point. It's... what have we got? Identify as mug. Oh, okay, fair enough. Marathon. Maybe he's fighting the venom because they can't stand fire. Maybe, but I do like the idea of potentially doing like a venomized version. It's just figuring out how to get the main bulk of the design in there for it. Do you notice on the 3D one it looks like he's got more of a cat mouth than a dragon one? How about Carnage? Oh, that could be quite interesting. I do have a reference image of Bowser that I'm looking at to start off with, just to try and get the basic pose and everything right. I kind of feel I've made it look more like the Tasmanian Devil on the front of the nose. Oh, that'd be a fusion. What do you guys think? Mario and Looney Tune fusions. We could have Bowser and Tasmanian Devil fused together. That could be quite an interesting combination. Noxy, got to go. Okay, well thanks for joining so far, and if you jump back, feel free to say hi. Half the size of mouth bursting with fire. I will be adding stuff like that near the end of it. Should be quite cool. Stella says, I did not realise a Venom symbiote in that universe. The symbiotes are across the multiverse, so they can technically be in any universe, which is a nice little thing with all the symbiotes. It's they also communicate with each other, so they all know about all the interactions that they have, according to some of the Marvel wiki. Which is the whole reason why in the end of Venom Let There Be Carnage, where they saw Tom Holland's Peter Parker, Venom was like this guy, which was quite cool. Kind of makes the symbiotes really, really more lethal than what you'd imagine, doesn't it? Why do I feel like his face doesn't look right? I know the proportions are kind of right, but it just seems off a little bit. Maybe that needs to be a bit more. So, what? I'll tell you what, guys. What's your favourite Super Mario game, and why? Keep the chat a bit Mario-ish today. Oh, I like them too, Venomized Toothless. That is my lucky number. I do like the kind of wild eyebrows Bowser's got. Venomized Toothless. I like Mario 3D because it's the one I grew up with. Awesome. Robotic Artist, the 3D ones. Go for dude. Respect. Yeah, 13's my lucky number, which is quite cool. I seem to have good luck on Friday the 13th, 9 times out of 10, and then the rest of the year it's not so lucky. My crush is almost likes the Smash Bros series more than any other Mario games. Nice. No worries, Stella. Can't remember what he's doing today. I think it's I saw the teaser. I can't remember. But yeah, we'll see you shortly. Right, let's get this kind of eye in. I want to get Bowser's main proportions and stuff in before we do anything else, because I feel that that's going to be quite a key element to this character, for what we're kind of going to be doing. Big cheeks. I also want to kind of tidy the lines up just a little bit as I go along, so that I may do a second pass on this one, just to make sure it's a bit tidy and a bit neat. I think it's going to be fun. Ah, yeah, he was doing Shrek, something or other. Possibly go for dude. It could be Fairy Tales as armors. It could also be as kind of like knights or something, which would be quite cool. Alpha Dragon's more of a Sega guy yourself. Cool. I have to say, I did love the original Sonic game once I learned the cheat code on the Sega. Up C, down C, left C, right C, A and start together. It's always good fun. Right, let's get a bit more of the designing with the horn. And this rather cool kind of basically fiery mane, which will be quite interesting to do for a... If we do venomize this, it would be quite interesting to do as a symbiote, to paint pretty much a venomized version of the character. Got to think the rest of the pose now. So what do we want, guys? Do we want... I know we're going to mix with a symbiote of some form, but do we want to have a... Do we want him larger than other characters? Do we want to add some other characters as plushies? Do we want him with a Princess Peach or the Power Cup or something in his hand? I know we're going to be doing fire out the side of the mouth, which I'll be adding near the... After I get an idea of the symbiote, I'll be kind of adding the fire bit in, because it would be quite interesting to see what's happening with that one. Let's get some more references. A power star, that could be fun. It could be giant Bowser, I don't know, this is the thing. It could just be a giant venomized version of Bowser, and then we can do a couple little characters at the bottom. I haven't really decided on this. This is kind of like part of the fun of all this, is we don't actually know where the final bit's going to end up. I've got an idea in mind. If it was a princess, I had kind of like the idea in mind, but I guess with Venomizing, I guess I could do something similar. Okay, that's a bit interesting, that one. That could work. Okay, I'm going to do something. I'm just going to go with what I've got in my head at the moment. We're going to see what happens. Maybe smoke of fire coming from the side of the mouth. We're definitely going to have some fire alien animations coming from the mouth. One of the sides or something to make it look a bit more interesting. Just need to sort a few bits out and see what happens. His hand's claws coming that way. It's that one. So his thumb's going to be on this side. Next finger, next finger, next finger, because he's only got like 4 fingers. It doesn't matter what the creature is, hands and fingers are the worst thing to draw ever. Literally, they are a nightmare. He's got 3 fingers, but he does have a thumb in the 3D models. Yep, that's what I'm doing. 3 fingers and a thumb. Some characters. Yeah, I could do some characters. I've got an idea of something I could do. We're still going to venomize Bowser just to make it look kind of cool and interesting. I think that's one of the fun things we can do on this. I will adjust the pose of the hands slightly in a minute to account for what's happening here. I just want to feel that's going to be up higher. Yeah, cool. Of course, he's got the Lovely kind of like punk rock style. Chain metal-y bits around his arms, which is quite nice. One of my favourite parts of his design is kind of like that. The sort of like the chokers and that around his arms and stuff. It's really quite cool to see the design with it all in. But that's just me. Oh, we got more people. Tegan says, I can agree, hands and fingers are annoying. Yes, it doesn't matter how many times I've seen amazing artists break them down and do them. I just can't. I understand the concept. I can't replicate it myself. It's super tricky. But once you nail a hand in an illustration, you think it looks right, it's beautiful. Just trying to get that. We have some more people join the chat, so I'm probably going to get the name wrong, but hi to, is it Lucidus and Alexis. I'm good. How are you? Go for dude. You're pretty sure you know why 13 is my lucky number if it's similar to why it's yours? I'm not. Well, I just always like the number 13 to be honest, but I'm not going to go into why it's my lucky number. It just is. I just always seem to have good luck on it, so it's a very good reason as to why. I kind of feel this hand might be too... Yeah, that could be a bit better. He's got this huge, like, segmented belly bits. Robotic artist, yours is 27. Nice. If I butchered anyone's name or pronunciation of anything, I do apologise. I kind of read it pretty much how it's written, more phonetically, so it's kind of... I'll give it a good go, but if I get it wrong, it's not on purpose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of these. Good idea for proportions. Right, let's I knew something looked a bit off. Another good tool is the liquefy tool. If anybody hasn't used it, you can just stretch and pull your image a bit to be able to that's better. Sort your proportions out a little bit. Sometimes it does mess your lines up, but if you do it right in just the right amount, little bits here and there, you can actually stretch things out, which is really good. I am now trying to figure out the best bit to continue this. It does have another set of bits up his arm, but I'm not worried about that. And he has got a leg at the front, and he's got one that comes out here, probably about here really. And this isn't going to be perfect because we're going to tweak this slightly in a minute. I just want enough of the character so that once we put him in place we can put the other bits. So DempseyJ is basically, my name's John Dempsey, so DempseyJ is just Dempsey and then the J for John. It's really simple. So it's DempseyJ Illustrations, which has a nice ring to it. Nothing major, nothing amazing, but yeah, it's just something nice and simple like that, which is quite cool. So yeah, just to turn the camera slightly. Sorry guys. That's better. That's bugging me. It's at a bit of an angle like that, which makes my room look a bit more like it's at a weird angle, but I am upright and facing it to a degree. But no, that's a good question. Alpha Dragon says, what is a kind of series or franchise you wanted to work with on the channel for a while now? Oh, that's an interesting one. I would say... oh, hang on a minute, guys. I need to just plug something in a second, or we're going to lose our music. 2 seconds. It won't take long. It's just... Is that not charging? Did I not plug that in? Sure I did. Unless I plugged the wrong plug in. Haha! I believe I plugged in the wrong plug. That's always good fun. Sorry guys, you just see a close-up version of me. Cool, the music is charging, which is all good. Yeah, sorry. Yes, I'll bring your question back up. I got distracted there because the music kind of popped up saying 10% battery on that iPad. So it was, what is kind of series franchise you wanted to work with on the channel for a while now? At Twicker and you thought Doctor Who would be cool. Yeah, Doctor Who's quite a cool one that I wouldn't mind working with. I think if I could have any franchise to work with on the channel, I would do Guyver BioBooster Armor, because it's the first kind of like anime I got into, and I used to design my own Guyver units. Problem is, it's quite a niche following, and it's a bit of a weird one. It's a good anime in that, and the artwork's absolutely phenomenal. I suppose there's quite a few I want to work with as well. There's a couple of the newer ones that are out on Crunchyroll, like The Rising of a Shield Hero. I could have so much fun doing shield designs based off like famous cartoons as if they were shields for Rising of a Shield Hero or something. You could have some really cool bits with that. So yeah, I guess there's so many. It's just anything that's within the fandoms of anime, pop culture, sci-fi, sorcery, basically everything I've got on the channel and much more. Also the fighting ones is quite cool. Welcome back Venomized, Toothless and Stella. What did I miss? Yes, you missed finding out my first name's John. If you already knew that, well done. If you didn't, you do now. But yeah. Right, let's have a look at this beefy leg. So, in terms of the drawing though, you guys haven't missed anything. I've answered a couple of questions and we're just looking into doing a pose where we can kind of get the main bulk of what we want to do, because we're kind of going to have them looking towards us in this pose, and then we're going to have I need that turtle shell to come out here. Yeah, goes behind his head, won't see it that side. Oh, I hate drawing turtle shells. Well, I don't hate drawing them, it's the angles on the back to get right to make it look like it's in proportion. I'm drawing right now, but you guys can probably tell that. I think most people are. We've got a couple of redraw submissions for February's redraw, which is design your own monster creature, and I may have a nice surprise on the channel for that episode. Not going to go into too much detail for spoilers, but I am working on something already on the storyline, which will be quite cool. Just got to pull that element off, as it were, make that work. Should be awesome if it does. We also need to do a Discord event for February, courtesy of Go For Dude. We've got an idea now. I've just got to put it on the actual Discord in the event, which will be fun. Give him a few more spikes on his back, because when he's venomized in a minute, we're going to have quite an interesting design. You're drawing your pop cross submission. Oh yeah, he's doing a weird monstery creature one as well, isn't he? Go For Dude, what's the plan for the redraw? You guys create a monster style sorry, let me get a drink a second first. You guys basically create a monster creature, and then what I'll do is I'll take that, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do a straight redraw or something, but they're going to be a part of a storyline with an interesting character in it. That's all I'm going to say. Alpha Dragon says, can I make a new form of the Gopher Dragon, or is that not allowed? That's fine, it is allowed. Do a different pose than what you did on the last Gopher Dragon image. But yeah, if it's a new form of it, then go for it. It can be a multiverse variant, which would be quite cool, or an evolved or Loki tweaked version, depending how you want to do it. Oh, lore-wise, all I can say is there is a character in it, or there's going to be a storyline with, I say character in it, of course there's a character in it. They often have the narrators. One of our narrators is going to be in Over Their Head. I do also like a suggestion from... who suggested it? I think it was Zenith on Discord. Hopefully I got it right. Oh, Go For Dude, you had to add the Overseer, didn't you? Oh, I just got that. I just read that twice. No, it's not Nexum. Then again, it could be. I'm not telling you who it is. One of the narrators is going to bite off more than they can chew. However, there is a storyline that Zenith came up with for Nexum, which was quite cool. And in effect, it is Nexum stumps his toe and travels the multiverse to find a way to unstump his toe, which I think is an absolute genius concept. I just have no idea if I'm going to be able to come up with a story that fits such an amazing idea. I mean, that is a truly genius concept, if ever I've kind of seen or heard one. I'll have to think of a way to do that, but if I do, full credit goes out to the one who gave the idea. No, Venomized Toothless. Right, he's called you a goober, but Goober is the overseer, the gopher from Gopher and a Ray Gun. I'm pretty sure Goober was the name of it in Popcross's last community read or last video. That's why I'm kind of laughing at that one, which is quite cool. Right, We need to do another hand over here. That's kind of... Ah. Does Bowser throw fireballs in... He does throw fireballs in his hand, doesn't he? Yeah, I have to say, Go for a Rear Gun was one of the best, other than the last one where they mentioned it. I need to have a really, really wacky adventure on my narrators just to probably set the tone a bit more. I just need to pick 2 narrators that can have a really interesting adventure. I do need to, at some point, get Nexum and Dino Dinoclaw becoming a bit more... not exactly friends, but slightly more nicer to each other. However, that may be easier said than done. I know he's got simple hands, but I kind of hate his hands. I mean, I am using kind of references and memory to draw this, but I still hate his hands. I'll probably correct this in a bit, but... just drawing his hands, and I want to give a... I want to have him holding a fireball. I mean, this is a rough sketch. I'm going to be adding more to this in a minute. I don't know if we'll finish this completely today, but this is going to be quite interesting. So we've got that one. Let's just drop that down just slightly. So oh, Alien Animations, yes, they're already on the channel. It's basically redraw-submissions. I've got like a category that's redraw, community redraw, and then underneath there you've got submissions to submit the artwork, and then the lore about it, the bit of information, and then you've got the chat to talk about the other submissions as a separate channel, which is quite cool. Welcome that media evil TKCF2. I can't pronounce all of that, but welcome that medieval, and thank you for subscribing. Hey Ben, welcome. So are we definitely venomizing him? I will be drawing some characters dangling from his hands if we are, if that makes sense. So my idea is, if we're venomizing him, I'm going to have some venom tendrils coming down from the hand, and I'm going to have a couple characters dangling, or a character tied up in it. Oh, Ben, I'm going to have to do Mario characters as xenomorphs. Like from the trailer. Oh, from the new Super Mario movie. That could be quite interesting. We do need to put a symbiote over the character first, but if I'm going to draw a I think I have to draw the dangling character. So we doing who? I tell you what. Name the character who we're going to do in the. Actually, we'll do a poll. Okay, guys. I have put a new poll up, so vote for who. Oh, that even media. I've just seen the notification. Thank you so much for subscribing. Who are we going to have dangling? You guys vote on the poll that's at the top of the chat a minute, and we can then start thinking about which character we're going to do, because I'll have to load up a image of them. But Toad, Luigi. Ooh. Just get ready to get rid of this advert so I can skip it. Ooh. Oh, Toad and Luigi are 50-50. So let's start doing some symbiote tendrils onto the design a minute, just to add some fun bits to the character. They're not going to be as intricate as I normally do, because I'm going to do a digital painting style, but it should be quite interesting. Awesome. Oh, Luigi's winning. We may be doing Luigi hanging from some tendrils. I kind of love Venomizing stuff, because you can have that kind of like covered and not uncovered bits, or add extra bits. 8 votes in 1 minute. That's probably the best we've had in a while. Is that a xenomorph humongous outside my window? Please, no. Nope. If you're wondering, my window is literally right there, so it's easy to check. Luigi seems to be winning at the moment, which is quite cool. Just add a couple more symbiote tendrils, because we kind of want the whole hand's going to be covered in symbiote, I reckon, but we'll just have the main bulk bits of some here, because I'm going to go over the details, refining a little bit more the ones that we want to keep. That way when we actually turn this off, we're going to have quite a nice base for the painting. I think if we had another one here, just going to do the whole kind of hand in this crazy style. So we've got Luigi winning at the moment, 10 votes. How many viewers have we got? Because if we've got 10, I'm just going to go with Luigi then. Just need to get an image of reference. So I'm planning for my Dragon Beast dimension. There are 4 dragons that hold the first elements. Nice. Ooh, that's a cool concept. So you have the kind of like the design here, and obviously you got this bit here. And then I'm going to have to draw so for this kind of tied up version, I'm going to I guess we want Luigi horizontal across here, so let's just do another layer just to make sure, and turn it this way to do a Luigi's kind of face. a decent one of his face. Yeah, that's good enough to use. So I'm going to be, it looks a bit weird, but I'm going to have to draw Luigi over this bit a minute and then shrink him down to where I want him to be. Because he's got a... I am looking at a reference because it just makes it so much easier to see a reference tied up, but I also want kind of like the facial expression to be, oh no. Very cartoony reference image. Might tweak that in a little bit. And with those elements, they birth other dragons that are infused with the elements, and the CV's narrator got the power of water, so she trained for element dragons. Nice. Yeah, the cap's come out a bit further than that. It's weird, I'm thinking more on my illustrations, I'm kind of thinking more about the composition more with what's happening in the picture in terms of where I'm placing them and stuff. I want to get more dynamic and more interesting poses, and a really good artist on Facebook and Instagram called Sketchcraft has an amazing talent to draw one of the characters or a couple of the characters in a series as like a large human character, and then do plushies of all the other characters. They did a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one which had like arcade machines, little pizzas, Game Boy games of it, little key rings of them and stuff, and it got me into the idea of maybe it could be quite interesting. Go for Dude, it was kind of like a silhouette of a cat, almost wolf shaped, or it's basically cat head from the character with the eyes not filled in, so the eyes are kind of like the same colour as whatever it's on. Yes, Noxy, progress has been made. Working on creating Luigi being venomized, well, captured by the venomized. Alright, and that's going to be a case of, hey Mario, I'm a threat. I apologise if I just insulted anybody. Luigi's quite tall, so he's got nice long legs out here. No. What do you reckon? This is Giant Bowser that's venomized, with the characters being kind of like caught as they were trying to run away from him, which I think is quite fun. I might shrink him down a bit more, but in general the concept is the size, he's been caught and the symbiotes are just literally wrapped around him a little bit, which I think is quite a fun concept. When I digitally paint this, it should be quite cool. I'm happy I can merge that down. What do you think? Do you like the way that he's kind of like just dangling there? Oh, sorry. In that case, cannon-sized giant Bowser. Just because it's a bit more fun, and then we're going to add the symbiote onto elements and change a few colours as we go around, but we also need to do flames out of his mouth, so let's do another layer for that in case we mess that up. And I want to do some flames coming out of his mouth. Just the idea of flame on this side would be quite cool. Yeah, that's looking quite cool. That's not a bad idea, go for that, would be quite interesting. We'll see what happens when we get to that bit, because at the moment I need to now do the I think that should be the venomized eye. I do love doing like half a venomized face. Yes, they do, and I may add the pupil in on that bit. I'm not entirely sure. I do like just the white look. We'll see what happens when I kind of render this one in, because it's going to be quite an interesting concept. What do we do with the hair? I do want to keep some of the hair red and in colour, because it's maybe just have the tendrils kind of going into the hair a little bit. Thanks, Alien Animations. Yeah, I just, once you get going and you've got the base form of a character, it's quite fun and not too bad to just tweak it. A good easy thing to do if you're venomizing someone is draw the actual character you've got first, and then just draw the venom bits on, which is just a goopy texture with tendrils over the top, and it just tends to work. And then a couple of these extra tendril bits coming out just work quite nicely to show the symbiote going over the character. No, zombies won't be able to get into this room. Oh, I guess I can end the poll, can't I? We did Luigi. It's also, which symbiote are we doing on this? Are we doing our own symbiote? Like, going to make a different coloured one? Or are we doing one that's based off something else? Oh, that's quite cool, Stella. I did like the Jade Serpent concept, actually. That was quite nice. I have had a look at a couple of the redraw submissions, and I have started the story of it. At least the first interaction before I add the first chosen one. We've had about 3, maybe 4 submissions so far. A couple via email and a couple via Discord, which is quite cool. But the Riot symbiote, maybe. Oh, Scream, you mean the, yeah, isn't that the multicoloured one that's kind of like red and kind of like black and yellow? Yeah. Let's have a look. Could be quite an interesting one to have. Bowser symbiote, it could have the Cooper image on it, like his flag does. That's not a bad idea, robotic artist. He will have something on his chest to count as that. Of course, if we're going to be doing a symbiote version, we're going to have to... Uh-oh. Where am I going to put this? Yeah, that'll be it. There's no way you cannot have a symbiote version without a nice long lizard-like tongue. This might be more complex than I thought to pick all of the little bits out to render, but we shall see what happens. By render I mean sort of like pick out all the bits when I go to colour this in, because it's going to be rather interesting design. This is definitely going to be maybe 2-3 streams in length, because it's not your normal illustration. We're going to have I say 2 or 3, it's probably going to be about 2 streams. We're going to have quite a fair bit of detail in this one. Since we've got like this giant Bowser, then we've got Mario, then we're going to have something in the background as well, which is going to be quite cool. Matthew asks, hey Dempsey, how do you think Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings would react if they saw Bowser like this? They would be petrified. Well, I said all of them would be petrified except for his daughter. She will want to have the power herself and try and sweet talk him into giving the whole Mushroom Kingdom to her from the cartoon series. Welcome back, Alpha Dragon. That Media Evil, thank you for coming back. And YouTube crashed on you. Yeah, no, YouTube sometimes it does crash, but I'm glad you found the stream and you made your way back. There's quite a lot of detail on this one. It's going to be so fun when this one's actually finally done. I think this is going to be our most detailed illustration, bar the Godzilla vs Devastator illustration I did. Stella, not yet. Nexum's still stuck as a Pokemon elsewhere and forgotten about a lot of the worldly stuff he kind of should be paying attention to. Let's see, Bowser. Oh, I quite like that idea, but will it work on here? I quite like that. So yeah, Dino Down and Claw will keep getting sidetracked by the Paradox Pokemon, definitely. It's the whole reason why I gave him that kind of like concept and design with the little book on them, and kind of got him just forgetting about the world. The question is, will he actually escape from the dimension, or will he be stuck there forever as a weird Pokemon type thing? It will be interesting to find out. Right, this looks like a jumbled mess at the moment. I should have probably done 2 different colours for the main inks over the kind of like the penciled in lines, but we can get to that later. Although I do quite like the whole sketchy feel to this design and that, because it's the fun part of the digital painting is the lines don't have to be perfect, they've just got to be enough for what you're doing. But obviously I need enough of the lines to make what I'm doing kind of stand out. Hopefully that made sense to somebody out there, because I need enough lines for the details of what I want to add, but at the same time I kind of need enough to also have the freedom to paint what I want to paint on this. I also need to nail doing hair in an almost anime painted style of way, which looks really cool. So this could be quite an interesting concept to work on. I could epically fail on this, but we shall see what happens. That's going to have a... That's not, because that's part of that symbiote bit there. I could have a bit of a line there, but that's about it. It's quite weird trying to think of the when you start getting into these digital painting style, like lives and images, it's quite weird thinking about how the whole design and concept looks. So like for this, I'm picking out a lot of lines and there's a lot of a mess, but I'm also thinking about, okay, so how do I want to light this piece even while I'm doing the sketching stage? Like, where do I want the light source to come from? If it comes from the top here, well, I mean, we've got the bits here which will glow on this side, but how much of it am I lighting up? How much is it? What's going on? Was that someone unliked this video 4 times? Yeah, it happens. People like it or they unlike it, or they like and unlike it. It's cool. If people want to just do that, I'm not fussed. I mean, if we can get to 20 likes, it's absolutely amazing because it gets it out there to the whole... it gets out there more on YouTube, but we'll just see what happens. I'm just happy to live stream with a couple of people in the stream and just chill out and do illustrations like this. I do get sometimes drawing live streams aren't the most exciting ones in the world compared to gaming live streams, but they're quite good. Oh, and if you want to see me do an epic fail, watch Koifish Gaming's Fall Guys one from yesterday, because I failed epically. I mean, seriously. We were playing Hexagon Trials, and I dived to actually land on this platform before it disappeared, stay up, bounced off the platform, fell down about 2 or 3, hit the edge of another platform, landed on the bottom one, and before I could even stand up and move the character, I got eliminated by going through that one. It was insanely fun, but also insanely like, oh my god, no. One of those moments where it's like, ah. Also, in terms of channel milestones, we are getting closer to our watch time goal, which is amazing. So this is effectively our... Ooh, helps if I'm on the right layer. So this is effectively our final line art. Which looks quite cool. So what's the best thing to do now? I'll tell you what. We will have some fun. I'm going to save a copy of that because it's always good to have a second copy. I'm going to change the background colour to be something... Oh, we need a Mario inspired background. Give me a second, guys. Let me have a look. Need some of the background that's kind of... Yeah, that should make him pop a little bit. It's going to seem really daft, but I'm going to do some weird background kind of lighting in effect. Which seems really weird at this stage, but it will make more sense in a bit. Alpha Dragon Goosh is my favourite medium right now. What is something I should paint? Paint a Bowser. Or Mario, or... I don't know. Or a dragon or something. Something cool and interesting. Something random. kind of love doing this stage. It seems really weird to do this, but in digital paint, I've seen this on Rin Spirit Art in terms of doing like some backgrounds, and it's just, it works so well by the end of it. I mean, she does some amazing backgrounds on her own. I just want some of the colours to really do a bit of this, and then when I start doing the actual illustration, oh, he's got more of a, would we say, is that more of his skin colour? Main skin colour? I mean, I know his face doesn't really have that, but I'd say that's more of his arms and stuff, isn't it? So that's more of his hands. In fact, I think I need a bit more of an orangey tint to them. That's better. I can erase that bit there because I don't need that. But for his main body that's here, I didn't venomize his legs for a reason. I'm not sure if I'm going to put something in front of them in a minute, and there's kind of a rule of thirds that you need to adhere to when you're doing a design. So if I feel that we're missing some detail in a bit, I will add some extra details in digitally over the top. You don't want the full picture, you want at least like a third to 2/3 of set colour and design to make things pretty much stand out how you want them to. Yeah, that's more colour in his face, and I'm not really worried about staying in the lines completely right this second on some of these, basically because with this style you kind of, I'm roughing out a few lines where I want bits to be with colour before I know what I'm going to do with the rest of it. To look really weird. In fact, I'll give you guys the reference image as I'm doing stuff on here. Let's actually put that back on. Really? My image is sideways. I was not expecting that. I don't know if I can fix that. Never mind. We'll just go about that bit then. Work on the rest of it. Oh, I want that colour for this. And this should all start to make a bit more sense once I've fleshed out some basic colours and added a few bits left. I just want to get some of the colours that I've got that are similar to each other added in, just to make sure I've got some of the more complex shapes kind of narrowed down a bit. That's more of a, that's better. Okay, so set some of this red. Actually, I'll do that in a minute for the eye. I always do this. There's a set process to make this easier in that I can do in my head, and when I start actually doing the process of it, I make it far more complex than I should do, and it just, yeah, causes a bit of chaos. Actually, all it's doing is causing a bit more work for me. It's not the end of the world, but it is nice to be able to just block out a section in colour. So, if anyone's wondering, what I'm doing is the basic colours at the moment. The base colours are what I'm working on. So these are the flats, as it were. You might hear other artists kind of use, and it's basically just the flat zones where the colour gets added as a base. I might add some form of lighting or shading to them in a minute, just to get an idea of where the light source may come from. But at the moment I'm just experimenting with a couple colours, and then I'll be adding a few more other elements to it. So it's like when we've got the fire, I probably want to bring that down a bit. Hey Galahal19, welcome. You've missed Venomized Cannon BOWSER holding a small Luigi in the Venom tendrils, and we're just literally colouring the flats and the general idea of it in. I just want to have a look at some of these Fireball references for Mario, so I can kind of get a core concept idea on some of these flame elements. How have you been, Galahal19? All good? Hey, go for dude. As long as the stream's playing, it's cool. Monday, I accidentally fell asleep for like 8 hours and missed the deadline for the community redraw, so that had to come out on Tuesday, which was I was so gutted when I woke up the next morning. I could not believe I did that. It was like, oh my god, I did what? Yeah, I did that. I took a 5-minute break in between stuff thinking, yeah, that's not a problem. 5 minutes won't hurt, and I fell asleep. I'll let that play in a second, it's fine. Yeah, that'll do. Hopefully you look at this looking kind of cool at the moment, and then I can add more details to the flames in a bit. Probably want more on the yellow side in here as well. Venomized Toothless says, have you ever drew a drawing and afterwards just looked at your work and said, damn? I have, but the problem is I know where I make mistakes in the drawing, so I go, damn, and then I come back to it later and I go, I should have changed that bit. But it does happen. There's quite a few that I've done that, but this one's kind of starting to come together nicely, and we're only on the base bits. I was wondering when that question was going to come up from you, Galahound19. So, hey Dempsey, July will be the 1 year anniversary of your community redraws. What do you have planned for the special occasion? I'm not entirely sure yet. I may, during July, do a recap of my favourite redraw submissions, which would be quite cool in a normal video. But I want to do something fun on the redraw. Maybe I'll get, maybe I'll see if I can get 1 or 2 guest people to join in and do an illustration or pick their favourite ones or something. I might ask if, I wonder if, I don't know. I don't know if who I can get in to join in. I'm going to ask about. I'm going to plan something. I will make parts a bit more brighter all round. It depends on the lighting. Venomizing because at the moment most of these are the flats. I just wanted to get a bit more of the flame in because I think that's going to be quite an interesting element to have, but we'll see what happens on some of this. There will be more texture being added on a few bits shortly. I just need to plan a few more sections in because I think that needs to go down to there and to there, and I can add a bit more of a I also want to do, so I kind of want to drop it right down to around here and take a that needs to be more that way, maybe darker. There we go. I'm finding adding colour into your illustration or piece is... Go for dude, a game of telephone. Do tell more. Galhound19 says, hey, how about for the anniversary draw, try fusing 5 submitted superhero characters into 1 mega hero? How'd you like that idea? Well, that's not a bad idea, actually. That would be a rather interesting one to do. It's definitely on the list. I haven't, full disclosure, I haven't decided what I'm going to do for the July redraw. I do want to do something fun and wacky. Could be interesting. I'd have to move July's to September's, what I've got there, but yeah, could be interesting. But yeah, it just depends on what happens. It's trying to find the right... Pretty much trying to find the right... the right idea, if that makes sense. Kind of want to make it unique and special, but at the same time want to... be fun and exciting at the same time, so it's going to be an interesting one. That's an interesting one, Venomized Toothless. How about you draw your original superheroes, and then you ask us to redraw them as something else, and you have to redraw our redraw. That could be quite an interesting scenario. There's this art game where everyone says a thing for someone to draw, and another person describes it. Then another person draws. Let's describe. Someone describes that, and it keeps going. Oh, that'd be interesting. You actually broke the length of the box gopher, dude. Nice one. I wondered how long that box would go in length. I have a question about this month's redraw with the features submissions. Oh, sorry, you mean the creature submissions? Is it meant to be jungle redraw or SCP redraw? I know you promised both. They're not happening just yet. The jungle one will be happening in the next month or two, and the SCP one's a bit later on. This one is going to be... I can't give voice, but this one is going to put one of the narrators in a rather sticky situation, or rather, they're going to bite off more than they can chew without realising it, and it's going to be interesting. That's the plan for this one. It's kind of to set things up for something in future, which is always good fun, but it's not quite them. I have promised them, and they are on my list above me, back here, which you can't see deliberately. They're about up here, but it will be happening. Yeah, no, go for it. That'd be quite cool if you put that into a link name for me to have a look afterwards. I want that colour there to be... This is where I epically fail in doing the bit I want to do with the hair. I've been trying to get this kind of hair effect working, but I don't think I'll be able to get it working on here quite as nice as I want to. Gartic phone, okay. But rest assured, Galahad 19, those two redraws are happening this year. I've promised them, and they are also in the works. I've just done this one to kind of break it up, so I can set something up for a future video element, but also we can keep things quite cool. What videos I've planned for this month? All sorts of ones been teased lately. I have a... Well, the redraw is quite an interesting one. I will be doing one to do with the multiverse story arc that has not been continued in absolutely ages. I'm going to bring that one into it. There will be the return of one of the Mech Armor series. I haven't decided which one of the two series it's going to be just yet, but there will be a return of the Mech Armor series, as we haven't done that in quite a while either. So it's basically just coming back to the roots on a couple of series that we haven't done so much on in recent days, which should be quite good fun for everybody. Those are the only ones I'm going to mention because there is a potential for a new series to happen, but I do want to get back to some of the other ones. Siri kicked in when I said series. Typical, isn't it? Made me jump. So if you guys want to laugh, clip that last bit of me going, what? For that one. But no, I have got a couple ones lined up. I do have some. There's also a return at some point this month or next month for. There will be My Hero Academia Zombies Part 2 happening. I have not fully decided which is going to be in just yet, but it's definitely on my list. I think everybody wants a bit of My Hero Academia Zombies Part 2. Anyone who's new and wondering what that is, I basically took the characters from My Hero Academia and I stuck them in a zombie-infected universe, which is all good fun. Now you see, there is a potential for it to be that Yu-Gi-Oh! It's also potential it could be continuing another one of the original series that we've had, where we've had more suggestions to bring back. It could be D&D, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon. I'm not actually going to confirm which one it is for definite. I might leave that up to a Russian roulette or to a community poll. But there will be a Mech Armor one coming back. I'm also going to be trying to work on the stories a bit more to make them a little bit more unique and interesting over time. Well, I think that's an interesting question there, Robotic Artist. Midnight's Sleep Mist probably wouldn't work on the zombies, to be honest. However, I think when infected, maybe it'll become a mist that will put people to sleep while infecting them to become zombies. Would be quite a nice twist. I do have one or two already selected. Hawks, Mount Lady, and Endeavour would be quite cool. However, I will be doing a couple of characters that I think will also be quite cool in that series. I'm going to be doing a couple of videos for that one over the coming year. I'll say year because I can't say for definite when I've planned them all in. Obviously the list is when it gets done and it gets planned in, but there's no guarantee exactly when that's going to be for all of them. There's so many series on the channel and everybody wants a continuation. There's definitely more Phobias as Dragons coming up in March. I have that amazingly awesome list from Ben Gaming. It was the last time I remembered how to say the name. I don't know what they've changed it to. So I am looking forward to doing another epically long Phobia series. We've got so many we can use now, it's absolutely unreal, which is also a blessing but also a curse. Hello Omen Heart, or should I say Potato. Welcome to the stream. You haven't missed much. I've basically drawn most of Bowser and Venomized, and I'm just shading bits in to get a rough feel of where certain bits are going and what's happening with the actual Bowser colour, and then we're working on the rest a little bit. I think arachnophobia and claustrophobia would make awesome dragons. I've been saying that long. Yes, you have, and I have also confirmed on the next video those two are in it. It's weird. Arachnophobia, I've got the design, I need to work on the story. Claustrophobia, I know what I want to do for the story, I need to figure out a suitable design for that dragon. I also know you're planning a D&D Mech Armor sequel in February. Yes, there's potentially two Mech Armor videos happening in the next coming months, at least. Omen Hart, ask your question about the redraw. I can't talk. Omen Hart, ask your question about the redraw, and I will answer it as best I can. The Fear of Mirrors, that'll be quite an interesting one. I'm sure that's on the list. Into a trash compactor. That's actually a really good idea. I wish I'd thought of that. That is quite a really cool idea, actually, Galahound 19. That's not... If I steal that, you'll get full credit at the end of the video, or somewhere in the video. I don't plan to steal it, but if that does happen, I will obviously give credit. I say don't plan for that to happen. I don't steal people's artwork, but if I use their ideas from you guys, I always try to put the put a shout out to it or comment it. Does the redraw have to be a drawing, or could it be something like a Lego monster? If you make it out of Lego and you take a picture and upload it, then it can be that, but I need to see the head at a good angle, and I need to see the whole body of the creature, if that makes sense. But if you're going to make it out of Lego, then that will be insane to see. That'll be awesome. Alright, let's reset this playlist. Thank you, Koifish. This is how it's looking so far. I hope you like the concept. We've got Canon Bowser, the giant version, venomized, with a Luigi captured in the venom tendrils. So it's quite cool. Oh, Galahound's got a good question. So what background work do you have to prep for a live stream? It depends on the live stream. Ideally, I need to prep what the concept is, or the general theme of it, which I kind of give up to you guys most of the time. Some images to have, so like I cheated this time. I basically threw the same Mario image, but kind of like had it as coming off and going on from the same bit. To show a couple of characters, but if I've already got some artwork done, I tend to use the artwork. I need to check the laptop's charging and working as it should do, which it charges on and off depending on what's happening, and its charging schedule, and then it's just making sure that I'm awake and on time and the connection's working. In terms of general prep, it's having the iPad and that plugged into the laptop. Currently I have a second old iPad that plays music from Creator Mix, so we've got that in the background, and then I've got the chat up from you guys where I can make them pop up on screen, a couple reference images for things that I need, and then monitoring the stream health in the corner over here, and that's basically the prep other than me being here awake and talking to you guys. There's not much else really. I guess it depends on what I'm doing. I find art streams are a lot more easier to set up in comparison to something like a gaming stream. I mean, some people just feed the game with a camera on them, or just feed the game and talk over, which is fine. But when you have someone who puts a lot of effort into it with the overlays, I've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements for this stream. 7 elements just to do everything. There are some YouTubers out there in our chat as well, Koi, this is you, who have so many overlays and elements and that in their live streams to make it all look amazing and work, that I feel kind of lucky I've got the simplest version going. It's plug, play, off I go. But yeah, there's not a lot of work to do in my live streams. I guess if I was collabing with someone, so if I was doing a collab, I would have a lot more to do from my end because I'm hosting the stream. So if you host it, you've got more to do. If you're just joining in, you don't have so much to do. But yeah, I guess it's not really a lot to do. That's the general setup which you've got. And then if I need it, an external keyboard for the iPad that I draw on, just for the shortcuts, depending on the art style. Omen Heart says, does the redraw... Oh no, you said the Lego Monster one, which is fine. Also, what do you think about Erenfold's Adventures and Dungeons and Dragons? I liked the idea. I've put that as a video idea on the list. Well, that was quite a cool one. I just wish I hadn't thought of it. Crazy for a day. Oh wow, apologies. Hello, and apologies for... I'm confused, but anyway. And Noxie's named my submission Archalisk. Is it Archalisk X or Archalisk X? Not entirely sure how to pronounce that, Noxie, but it's a cool name. Be sure to like this. Yes, Koi. If you guys haven't already, be sure to smash the like button and get this out. If we can get 20 likes, YouTube should hopefully push this out to more people, which would be good. I can't pronounce the last bit, but yeah, I like the name. I like original names, so that's quite cool. Right, where was I? Let's continue this a little bit, otherwise we're not going to get much further with this. Oh, that's not a problem, Crazy for a Day. You're here now, and that's cool. YouTube's weird like that. In fact, YouTube's so weird, it sends me notifications of my live streams or my videos 5 hours after they've gone live. I'm not kidding you. I'm sat there and I get a notification that there's a new video for me to watch, and it's my own video it's recommending to me. I'm not sure how to feel about that. It's nice to see it recommended out. I'm not sure I'm the best person to watch my video when I've either been in it and watched it and it's live, or I've watched it as a premiere of you guys. But yeah, YouTube's a funny thing. Oh, Archalisk X. Nice. Basically a dog on roid. I've seen Family Guy. It's fine. Oh, actually, I should do the darker colour that needs to go down on this bit first. I think this is the nice thing about the digital painting style, is when I pick certain colours out, I can emphasise the kind of like the flame. Oh, I like that. I don't like complicated. The Advent might, but I don't. Oh, Galahad 19 says, so what do you have planned for the Narrators vs Loki's Terror Team round 2? Will you simply just kill all the bad guys? No, I'm not going to kill all the bad guys. When we get into the next encounter, or whatever you want to call it, it's going to be more growth and development for the narrators. They're going to be able to hold their own a bit, but they're not going to be overly winning as such. I think I'm going to have things develop over time on that. Not to be kind of like, oh, the narrators are great, we can sort that. I think it's just a nice aspect to have it where the narrators have a learning bit and growth. So this is what a lot of the stories up till that point are at the moment, is the narrators have to learn teamwork, because you know that terror team, as it were, basically annihilated them in a matter of seconds, and they were a newly formed team, but they worked together compared to our narrators. So it's quite interesting. Omen Heart says, how many sheep do you think it'll take to defeat Ehrenfold? Depends on the sheep. If it's a demonic weird sheep creature, it could take one. It could take millions. We'll have to find out. Go for dude. I'm not just going to kill the bad guys. I mean... Whoa. Guys, have you seen a green screen? Because this is not... Well, we did have the green screen sorted. I'm just tweaking the settings a minute, guys. Okay, hopefully it will not come back. It has to happen once a year. It's got to, but hopefully, in theory, this won't come back. Yeah, if any of you guys that are new, when I started live streaming, I had a green screen of death destroy some of my earlier live streams. However, I do know how to fix it now, and what steps to take to sort bits of it out. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that sorted it. But yeah, it had to happen at some point, and I think I've just overclocked the laptop with everything at the moment, and that's probably why. But it's cool, I've sorted it for now, so we will continue with what we're working on. I just realised maybe that colour was too dark. Oh, there we go. That's me like, yeah, we'll use this dark colour. It'll look cool. It'll look great. It'll look great. That's me also trying to colour in. I can't see the lines anymore. There we go. Hey, Koi, if you're still there, did you see the green screen? Oh, Omenheart, I've just seen your message. I will catch you later. Thank you for joining the stream. Hey, Justin. Green screen is the villain of streams. Yes, or the villain of my streams. The villain of everybody else's streams tends to be some form of power cut. Ah, really? That does not bode well. The green screen of danciness is back. Right. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that's going to work now. Yeah, I ignored it last year because we fixed it, but apparently it's decided to come back. It's nothing major, it's just what they call, if I believe I remember right, it's a handshake. It's the talking between the two. It's just a little bit flaky today, that's all. So it shouldn't be too bad. Alpha Dragon, if you can count them, that'd be awesome at some point. I'm hoping though you won't have to, because I'm hoping that was the last of it. Where's the... Ah. was well hidden. That's better. It's really weird. What looks really cool for a flame also looks really rubbish up close, but when you've actually got the flame, it's kind of working a bit better. 2. Can I draw this green screen as a person? Yeah, we need a green screen villain arc. We may need that, yes. I'm pretty sure I'm just got too much going on the laptop, or the settings not quite 100%. Right, hang on a minute, guys. Ta-da! Now you know what it looks like without the laptop and the iPad plugged together. We're going to continue. If it gets too bad, guys, I will have to stop the stream and then look at it and come back to it. It's a bit infuriating that it's popping up. I will do my best to continue, though. I'm not sure why we've got a handshake error, though. It shouldn't be doing that as such. Yeah, it was see, Alpha Dragon, a year on, you still got the same job. It's great. Okay, this is doing something really random now, guys. I am going to watch the oh so amazing 2050 million bits of this. Right, give me a second, guys. I am just sorting out the screen. Oh, it's even happening on that one. That's not good. I'm not sure what to do anymore. This is kind of not working right. Well, at least you guys get to see live me kind of like adjust a bit. Yeah, green screen's had a taste of things to come and decided, yep, no, I'm staying on this. I will, if you guys want me to persevere, I'll persevere, but I'm also happy to potentially, I mean, if we're going for about 2 hours, if we need to, I am happy if you guys want to stop if the green screen's annoying and pick it up at another time. Ideally, I'd like to go for a bit longer, but a green screen is potentially an issue. If anyone's epileptic or anything, it could cause issues, so I'm hoping you guys are all okay. It's not intentional, and yeah, I'm just concerned about people watching it to things. Persevere. I will do what I can do. Hopefully it won't have an issue. Hopefully it's just the internet or some the handshake's struggling a bit. I'll tell you what might help actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reel off now another Discord winner. So we actually have the next Discord winner in the chat from the New Year New Sona, and before I say who it is, I absolutely loved the design of this. it was quite interesting, and it just looked absolutely awesome. Wait, is it back already? So the next one is Alpha Dragon. Basically because you did an awesome character design, and I love the colours and the whole concept of it. It was amazing. I am also closing some extra stuff down, and hopefully that might solve it. Has it stopped? Did that stop it? Was it just because I had an extra program open? Maybe it was. Hopefully the green screen's gone. Alpha Dragon, congratulations. I loved your character design, and the sort of like the colours used in that. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. So you're the next one from the Discord. Venomized Toothless. Yes, that's fixed it. I'll tell you what, if Discord Open is the thing that's causing the issues with it, that's going to be insanely annoying. Don't get me wrong, it's one of them things, but that's infuriating. That's fine. There's going to be one more winner out of it, and I know who that is for the next one. I did love all the designs, but there will be one more winner. Yes, it stopped. I think Discord kind of was causing a bit of a... It was causing issues with the handshake. I'm not 100% sure it's finished completely for now, but currently we're good. I'm just getting a drink a second, guys. I spoke too soon. Alright, turning it off a minute. Yes, I've killed it for a second. Alien animations, nice. I'm not. I've had to turn this off a minute and turn it back on to see what's going on. Right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to old-fashioned method. Worst case scenario, it's still looking cool, but we're going to wait. Did we go to 98? We just had like what, 7 to 98 there, Alpha. Who's disappearing? Oh, catch you later, Alien Animations. Thank you for joining, and yes, we'll see you in another stream. Also looking forward to seeing your drawing if you do put it on Discord at some point. I'll have a look in a little while. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will swap the connection port, and hopefully that will... Okay, I am hoping this sorts it by swapping the connection port. We will see. If Koi does jump back into the chat at some point, we will also have a nice little shout and go, Koi! Any ideas? He's our resident tech guru. So we'll see what happens on that. But until that point, let's just continue with what we got, shall we? Sometimes on the computers, it could be a case of it's not going to pick up it's not in quite the right port, and then once once you get in the right port, it will start working. But that is also kind of a guess, or if it does work that way, it's a bit of a fluke. So we'll see what's happening on that. But for now, touch wood, it's stopped. Go for dude. If you're hungry, cook something to eat. I have nothing, but I never received that pizza. For everybody in the Discord. Listen, I guarantee you that Browser might show up in Kung Fu Panda 4. Kung Fu Panda 4, I think that's going to be the next supervillain in I tell you what, but yeah, that's the actual villain in the Super Mario movie. We'll go with that one. Yeah, it's a bit weird that it's suddenly it's come back, but I have had some computer issues in recent days, so it's not completely out of the blue that it's come back, but it is a bit infuriating, to say the least. However, we'll just see what happens with it. I see a flicker in the corner of my eye from where the overlay appears and disappears, and I'm starting to think, is it back? But thankfully, not currently, so... kind of done a different approach than what I probably should have done for this digital painting wise, but it's not too bad. Or go for dude, I'm not in London, but it is expensive to send a pizza anywhere. Wow, robotic artist, that's dedication to getting your sweets. I kind of want to add a bit of a... That's better. I kind of feel the tongue would be picking up a bit of the light from the flames a little bit. Not too much everywhere, just enough to be... Yeah, that looks quite nice. Crazy for a Day asks, hey Dempsey, how strict is the redraw? Is it specifically monsters or monsters and creatures animals? It is a monster creature, so it could be a monster, it could be an animal. It's basically got to be some form of creature. It could be an alien creature, it could be something, but it's got to be kind of like a menacing creature, or a... I say menacing, it's got to be something that might be classed as a monster creature, so it could be a giant snake or serpent, it could be a It could be a horrific looking spider. It could be a tiny small creature that eats everything, like a chupacabra. What's that, Alpha Dragon? Also, I just realised Dempsey has made at least 4 that either I made or suggested. Suggested what? I've probably missed something from you there, Alpha Dragon, but never mind. Venomized Toothless says, Desi Illustrations, how do you guys think a relationship between a person and a person with a symbiote would go? FYI, they all love it. Each other, and the symbiote is like Venom movie. I think the Venom movie probably covered it, how the relationship would go. The symbiote would suit his needs and bounce back and forth, but I think it'd be in the head going, you know, we will win her back, we will get her back, and all this lot, and it'll be like trying not to look like you're crazy in front of the other person. I think that would be the best way to do it. I also think at times the symbiote would maybe take over the body of the host, the controlling it and that, and just do something really random and insane, almost like the character's possessed. That would be quite cool. Oh, Alpha Dragon, I've drawn at least 4 drawings that you drew or suggested. Yeah, because the channel's still reasonably small in size, we get the luxury sometimes of being able to show more artwork by people who submit regularly to the redraws. It's not to say you're going to be in all of them or you're going to be in 2 in a row. I mean, I know Galahow 19 was lucky enough to get into the December and January redraw. But I do try to make it so that it's fair and everybody gets a fair chance. So it's like with this redraw, I've already picked 2 that are going to be in it out of the 4, maybe 5 submissions. I picked 2. I'm also having my other half's picking 2, and then the last 2 are going from a random generator. So I have no say on it, and I have no say on what the actual theme's coming out. It's going to be random. So I'm doing this story to a degree, but what actually happens as part of it isn't up to me, and I don't know what it is yet. So that's going to be the most interesting bit, and I think bits like that are going to be quite fun. 2 from the community redraw, 2 from suggested. If there's good suggestions, then yeah. Go for Dude, I think I already replied to you because you said that on Discord. Yes, you can, as long as it is in the form of a creature or monster creature. And being demonic, it probably could be. That's the only criteria. The redraw is basically design a monster creature that can be used. By monster creature, it's what your definition of a monster creature is. Try not to make it too bloody and gory, but other than that, go for it. Venomized Toothless, thank you for joining the stream, and we'll catch up with you later. It is. And then Go for Dude, it's fine. If it fits into that criteria, it's perfectly fine to be used. And also, Loki Little Loki is taking a little nap on the couch right now, and he looks so cute. Loki is not cute. I saw that picture on Discord. Definitely lives up to the name of evil cult leader. Smothering another cat with a pillow. Seriously. I believe it was with a pillow, or the cushion, whatever you call it. That was like Yeah, no, yeah. That was quite a cool picture, in all honesty. But yeah, it was quite interesting to see. I want more. Yeah, I think that should be more of a blue or green. That's the colour. You say that crazy for a day, but just listen to what Go for Douche just said, and you tell me that's adorable. You stole my spot, I smother you. It's literally the translation. It's like, this is my... Get out of there. It's the only bit I actually did with the... Oh no, it's down here. I do like doing this painting style. I've really opened up to the techniques and stuff, and I've learnt so much. I recommend if you guys want to improve your art style for colouring in terms of how it looks and renders like this, try a different style and try to copy it from somebody, but don't copy their work, just the bits. For example, I'm using more of colour theory in my work lately, so this is kind of looking quite nice, and when I start refining this more and adding more lights and the shadows that I normally do over the top, this is going to start looking really nice and popping out a bit more. It's just a case of finding that unique colour balance really and making that work for you. I also like the fact that I'm not really sticking to one section that I'm working on. It might be a bit annoying for some people, but I do like the fact of moving from side to side on a few bits and just picking up, you know, just picking up a bit here and a bit there for the, okay, so I want to have this bit, or I notice something and I pick a colour out and I do it. I mean, I'm currently working on one layer. Everything's on one entire layer at the moment, which is really different for me. It means I've got to pay attention to what I'm doing, and sometimes I will jump onto a new layer, but it is quite nice to have the ability to like jump between a couple bits. Okay, so let's go back to this bit and add some of this darker colour. So we're good. A good trick also is if you want to do something like in cell shaded rendering, I will get there in the end. Pick your colour and go down to the right if you want it to be darker, or up to the left. So that's our colour, down to the right, and then shift towards purple a bit more. And then when you start colouring it in now in the shadows, you have that kind of contrasting colour. And sometimes you'll have about 5 or 6 colours for this and like a local light, but local light's your kind of like your reflection from the background. So in this case it might be a pink or a purple or a blue, which is what's used in the rim lighting sometimes. But in essence, you've kind of got that, and then if I go back to the original colour and I go up and then move more towards the opposite way to purple on the colour, then you're going to get this really nice kind of like lit up area. And then you can always colour pick, if it's too bright, colour pick a few bits to go in. And then I'll go back and I'll re-add that red colour on there. Oh, that sounds like a rather interesting conversation there, Noxie. I do have to say, I do think there's, without getting into the politics of it all, things aren't always cut black and white on a lot of stuff, and it, you know, the lines are blurred between them. But yeah, I to me, I don't care if someone identifies as a rainbow unicorn or male or female. I care what that person does, and that's my 2 cents on it, literally on the whole subject matter. Oh, thank you, Noxie. I'm glad of that. I kind of do like how it's coming out in the design. I'm thinking I may have messed up the actual shading on this bit, but that's not a problem. This is kind of getting darker the further down we are for these bits. I think that's also the same rough brown colour that we need to have in these bits here. The only thing about these is that they take so much longer for one illustration than my current drawing. I don't know if it's just because of the style or how it goes, but it does take a lot longer to do what I'm looking for doing. That's looking quite cool. Yeah, Crazy Day. That's quite a good philosophy. Yeah, everybody should just be themselves, and you don't stab everybody. Always super good advice, that. And thank you, Justin. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out so far. It's actually turned out much better than I was expecting it to at this stage, which is really nice. I'm still learning this style as I go along, believe it or not. I am nowhere near what I'd class as anywhere decent at this style. I'm just working on it and seeing what happens. Yeah, Noxie, that's the best way to be about it. It's I don't have a problem with anyone's choices as long as they don't force it on me. That's the attitude the world needs. It's like, be who you are, treat people nicely, and be a decent person at the end of the day. Which is why I'm so glad that, like, you guys in the community and that I've never had to, touch wood, ban anybody from a stream, had to kick anybody, ban them from the channel and that. I've come close on 1 or 2 times a couple of years back. There was one person, but it was more a case of over eccentric rather than actually a bad person. But yeah, it does happen. Oh, the bots I ban left, right and centre, and I recommend you guys do as well. They are ridiculous. Bots are bots. Get rid of them. Okay, so the belly is similar colour to those, but I want it to be the symbiote colour. So I need to pick a colour for the symbiote elements now. Do we go down the purpley blue base? I think I'm going to go down the purple blue base just to start with, just to Should have probably covered the whole thing in a purpley blue base to start with, to be honest. That might have been the ideal thing to do, just literally less work for me, but oh well, it happens, it happens. It's a good test of how well can I digitally colour bits. Oh, I know what I haven't done, which changes the whole picture. So that's a multiply. Hue and adjustments, turn the brightness up. I want it to be a... That's much better. Once I've done the flats, I'm going to merge this down and start putting other stuff on top of it, and it's going to look nicer, but it looks actually nicer with the lines slightly softer. The only drawback is when I merge it down, it does something really weird and funny. That's the only caveat to this technique, but it's fine. It's just a case of the tidy up elements onto it. And because it's set to multiply, all of these lines will pick up colours that I can use as well to define other elements in this before I do like sharp renders and that. It's weird, whenever I go to do a new style, I study the artist and a load of their videos, and I watch them over and over again for about a week without doing any drawing in that style, and then I kind of just pick it up. Not perfect, but I pick up enough to, when I'm testing it, to do what I want to do. I've been lucky that way. I recommend people, if they learn that way, do that. If they learn a different way, do what works for you. But study it, because there's so many cool and fun things you can pick up on. Right, so that's where the nail is inside of that. Oh, were any of you guys here at the start of the stream? Did you catch the fact that my BOWSER picture that I started just playing around with had other characters as plushies and stuff on it? And if you did, do you remember what they were? Yeah, Noxy, it's a great community. It's the one thing I like about the art community is, not all the art communities, but the vast majority of them, because there's going to be an exception to everything. The vast majority of the art community is very accepting of people and different skill levels and different skill sets, and we're all happy to share our knowledge and skills to improve everyone's abilities. And that's the bit I love the most, is that everybody's willing to help. We don't judge. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some people that are beyond help. I've had personal experience in the past, and I help them, I do my best, but there's a difference between the community where people want to learn and the community where people want you to do something for them even though they're capable of it. And unfortunately, this person, years back when I was at college, had a little bit of skill, could have easily progressed it, but it was always, they wanted me to do the drawings for them, they wanted me to do the stuff for them, and it's like, that point gets bad in the community. But in our community, we are so blessed to have people that will help each other or jump on the streams, you know. Just in general, the community we've kind of been drawn towards in YouTube and what we have ourselves is a great community. We help, we support each other, you know. We'll do our best to find a solution or to come up with something that works, which is brilliant, because everybody needs help at times with what they're doing, and if I'm about and I can help, I will. Sometimes it might take me a while if I'm on Discord to reply to messages and stuff because of the time zone difference, but I'm always happy to help or give some advice if I know what I'm doing, or try and point in the right direction. And I think people with that mindset are what make the communities great. And thankfully, everybody has that community, kind of like that community vibe. Yes, you were right, Alpha Dragon. That's 2 of them. There's 2 more. I will happily show them in a little bit if you want. I drew BOWSER from memory. I did 1 drawing on this big pen display here. I've actually been messing around trying to... I say messing around. I've been trying to get back in the habit of using that from time to time because the iPad is so... It's so easy to, on the iPad, get in the habit of drawing with the amazing tools on it that I wanted to... I have a promise to keep to the community. I promised our community on YouTube that I would do a video with 3 illustrations from 3 different art programs. Now, I'm going to draw 3 different illustrations on 3 different programs, so it'll be some on the big pen display, some on the iPad. I'm not going to say which is which, and then I'm going to put the illustrations in the community poll and see if people can figure out which one was which. And the one who's right, out the ones that are right, I'll do a random selection and give them a prize. It won't be anything like I say, it won't be anything valuable. It won't be anything like, oh my god, super amazing giveaway, but it could be a shout out in a video. It could be an illustration, like maybe a free commission or illustration for them or something I want to give back to you guys. But I also want to do it with something that I can do rather than something that's a gimmick, if that makes sense. Giveaways are often gimmicks 9 times out of 10, I find. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I got a sponsored video and I ended up with some cool merch from it and I was giving it away, I'd happily give it away and make sure it's done, and I'd ask for a recording of someone receiving it as proof. But yeah. Alpha Dragon, you've got 3 out of 4. Yoshi was in there. The last one was a little Kumba. One of those little brown ones that go around on the other side. But well done. That was pretty impressive considering that wasn't on screen and that was at least 2 hours ago. Hey Koi, you've been lurking. We've had the green screen of death about 9 times, 10 times on here so far. It came back. It stopped now, but it was back. Which was kind of funny. I think I had Discord open and it was killing the handshake because it was too much for the laptop to handle. But the minute I closed that and I swapped the port the cables were in, it started working. Yeah, Robotic Artist, there are several different versions because it's a kind of a fan-made character, but I do like the I did like the concept and I wanted to draw kind of like, I don't know, I just liked the design and I just wanted to draw the design to make it a bit of practice of doing hair as well, because she's got some nice long hair, and blonde is a very difficult colour to get right. Red's also a difficult colour to get right in hair, to be honest, but the blonde was a little bit tricky to do, so it's having some fun. But I'm looking to do more of these, so like the new Zelda game's coming out in, I believe we said May, didn't we, Koi? If you're still lurking. On your stream yesterday, I think when I asked it was May, someone said. Could be March, but I thought it was May the 7th, unless it's March the 7th. Either way, I might do a Zelda illustration, digital painting one for that, but I might have to plan that one in advance to get that in, because that could have quite a few bits. But it's stuff like that. I want to do some of these cool digital arts. The main reason is there's this artist, I don't know if any of you have come across him, called Rake, R-E-I-Q. he does some amazing art, but his Zero from Darling in the Franxx, he did her led down in Photoshop, but just the colours and stuff on it was so amazing. It's like, I watched it again today, earlier on. It inspired me to it's completely inspired me to think about my colours that I use in the illustration more. So to think about, so for example, these symbiote bits, yes, I've got these, but I might want to do a warm colour on some of these symbiote elements. So even though it's a bluey purple colour, I may have an orangey yellow tint to it in some areas. The shadows might have a lighter blue rather than a darker colour to make them stand out and just pop a little bit. Thinking about colours for texture, and some of these lines might be taken out later, some of them might stay in it. It's absolutely incredible when you see what someone else has done. You're like, why didn't I think of that? Or that's an amazing technique, or that's a cool idea, or I never thought about that when they explain it. And because of doing a little bit of learning and studying, I've managed to progress this style just a little bit more. With that said, it's nowhere near my style or developed into my style. And I think when people say, you know, it's my style of doing something, it's the way they prefer to do something. It's not actually fully set in stone that that's how it's going to be. Because let's face it, as artists, our style's always evolving from what we're influenced by. We don't actually have a set style. We draw it in, we can get stuck in a way of drawing, but you'll see something else you like at some point, and you'll be like, oh, I wonder how that'll work with what I do, and you'll draw it, and then you'll progress your style. That could be quite interesting. Is that a Xenomorph Diamond Head behind you? Typically, yes. Yeah, that probably. It's quite. I have to say, I have been missing a few of these in the chat, Ben. I do know you like to try and get me to turn around to see what's behind me. Okay, so not too worried about the legs at the moment, because we may add other stuff onto this. Oh, that's cool, Tegan. I think that's the other thing I like about this style, is the line art is a guide on doing things digitally like this, so it would be quite interesting to see how I develop the style on the channel. I also like the fact I can switch between them now, so I'm more careful on this, but I can also do why yes, and I got a little Riolu plush as well, which is quite cool. Which is awesome, in amongst other things buried all over the place around me. I've got an Iron Man somewhere as well. Are you serious, Koi? Thank you so much. I'm assuming that was you, Koi. It says COI. Absolutely appreciate that. Thank you. I don't think it's popped up the Ah, Koi, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I don't know what's up with my alert for it to pop up, but no, thank you. I'll probably find that the alert's buried underneath something. Oh, go for dude. Koi Gadley tipped towards, I can't remember if it's Nexum's Mech Armor Fund I've got it named as at the moment or not, but he's kindly tipped towards, well, done a tip, so thank you so much. That being said, I need to get Luigi's shoes in while I've got the same colour. And also, Koi, definitely will get there soon. That goal for the watch time, I am aiming to hit by the end of March. That's my kind of like target date bit. So it is blue, nice blue. Yeah, that'll do for the blue for that. It's probably more, yeah, it's more that blue, isn't it? Go for dude. The watch time is basically well, what part don't you understand about how it works? And I'll try to explain it. I could give the complete super brief overview of it, or I can answer a specific question. But that will depend completely on what you would like to know. The entire thing. Okay, so the watch time is how many minutes are accrued on a video. So if I premiere a video that's 10 minutes long and I'm the only one watching it, I get 10 minutes from that watch time. If I premiere a video and there's 10 people or 6 people watching it, I get 1 hour from that watch time during the time it premiered. To get in the YouTube partnership program, which is where you can have members and all the other fancy bits, you need 4,000 hours of watch time over 12 months. That's a rolling watch time from the last 365 days. So if I started on the 4th of Feb last year, today is the 365th day. Now if I get to tomorrow, it becomes from the 5th of Feb up to the 5th of Feb. It's rolling until you hit the 4K and you get into partnership program. In terms of watch time, live streams are the best way to get that because they can multiply them. I think that's about it really. There's not really much else to tell on it. It's one of those ones where not many people understand it themselves, but it has to be valid watch time. So shorts don't count towards it. Live streams will count towards it as long as they are public and remain public afterwards. Anything that's private doesn't. It has to be public watch hours. That's the basic gist of it. I don't think I've missed anything else out on that. It's may seem a bit daft, but that's the whole nutshell of it really. Okay, so that's cool. Right, so I want to go here, up here. I will do a new layer for this one. Just because I am working on Luigi boy. And I want to be able to go over the lines and then tidy that up afterwards. Oh, the pain on his face! Yeah, it does take a bit to get used to, Noxy. Took me a while to understand it as well. How many do I have? Now here's the other thing. YouTube Studio is 2 days behind what you currently have. It updates the watch time towards it on the Earn tab. If you're going to try and get to that part, it works out to be about 2 days behind. They update it every 48 hours. So I had, in fact, I'll tell you what, I will have a check. I don't do this very often on a stream, but I will have a check to answer Go for Dude. Out the 4,000 currently, I'm not far off it. I will let you know what the studio is telling me when it loads. I think it was 3,496 last time I looked at it. But that's probably going to change by the end of today. It's an interesting one. So according to what I can see from what's being calculated by YouTube, yeah, so calculated back on the 1st of February, so 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, it was 3,496 hours out of 4,000. So I'm really super pleased with that, because that means that we're getting there. We're almost at target, and then once we get in there once, that's all we have to do. It means I can have members only perks or tabs and stuff, and give back in a different way to people on the channel. Noxy, don't jinx it. Although it would be cool to see Omega Prime jump into the stream. I'm not sure I can survive Infinity Stones coming at me again. I do love it, but at the same time I'm running out of ideas of SCPs or ways to beat them. But no, I do love the ideas you guys come up with, and just the craziness of it. It's absolutely insane and always fun. And if you're watching this a little bit later on Omega Prime, I'm only kidding. I do find it quite amusing, and I do love the whole SCP Infinity Stone thing that you've got going. Knocked on wood. What's a member? So in that instance, a member would be somebody who pays for membership or joins the member like a group on the channel. So for example, it could be 99p a month, and you could end up with access to private streams for members only, which means I might show. The idea behind that is people will give more towards the channel in terms of being members, but I'll do extra. So for the members, I might do a live stream of working on the artwork for an upcoming video. They'll know in advance what the video is. They won't know the lore, but they'll get to see one of the artworks being created real time and have questions answered or extra perks. Or I can turn a live stream after a certain point to you could have subscribers only chatting, or you could have members only chatting. So you could watch it, but you won't be able to chat, and I can answer questions for the select group. So it gives you more things, but it's it does give you more options, but obviously that's when people do more for the options. I mean, it's a way to make money on YouTube in a sense, but there are other methods, like Patreon's also a good method to do that. So if people joined Patreon, which is I've set it for £5 a month if people do join. I don't know what it works out in other currencies, but that gives you access to all my old, or all the artworks from streams and stuff. So if I once this is finished, for example, you'll be able to download a high-res version of this image from there. I've got all the phobias of dragons on there and other video content. The only thing I won't put on there is the community redraws, unless it's my own character in the redraw that has been added, like the moniker was. I'll not put that up there because it's your guys' original characters with something done to them. Only the people who submitted will get the final artwork of that in a high-res version. Basically because it's, you know, your guys' artwork. I'm not going to turn around and say, oh yeah, I'm going to just charge a $5 a month and, you know, here's the artwork, I'm keeping it. It's a case of just ways that you can give back and you can do more stuff. Also, if you get in the partnership program, in theory, over time, YouTube should push you out more, but it's a theory. Yeah, it's just other ways on YouTube to give more back to the community. And as a creator, you can put ads onto videos and stuff and try and earn revenue. The only benefit of stuff like Patreon is you're not tied down to the algorithm. I say algorithm, to the audience, so you can do more niche. You can do more niche topics. So, for example, I could do, if somebody wanted me to do, I don't know, My Little Pony as Transformers, that might be great for a couple people, but not for everybody. Whereas if it's done on Patreon, I could do that because, you know, I can do more unique things if I've got more Patreon members. But we'll see what happens. I'm still waiting for my first Patreon member at some point. And when it happens, it'll be like, yes. But until that point, Patreon's still getting populated with lots and lots of content over time. Hey Luigi, you look a little bit stuck. Yes, go for dude. We're almost at 3 hours, which is awesome, and 13 likes so far, I think. I don't know how many likes we got on the video, so if someone can let me know, that would be absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I just enjoy having this stream. To be honest, I just enjoy streaming with you guys and just hanging out, and it helps work towards my goal, but it's always nice to have people in the chat who are, you know, enjoying the artwork, asking questions, and making it interesting. $14 likes for you guys. Awesome. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Depending on when you've joined the stream and when it updates and where you are, you end up getting different like counts. Because it depends when your browser kind of refreshes or catches up with a few bits. Now, for this painting of Luigi, I'm trying to do, it seems daft, but I'm trying to just do as little as possible on some of it. Not in a bad way, I just want to have some detail but not take away from the main illustration. It's going to be a, don't get me wrong, I'm going to tidy this up and he's going to look really cool. It just takes a long time on one of these digital pieces to hit the points you want to. I don't think I missed anything else. Oh, another thing I can do for members is you can have custom emojis in the chats. You've got colour in the back hair. There's no back hair, it's the angle he's at, you can't see it. It's just this. For the Ghostly Kaiju, you should make it a skull crawler. Yeah, I was thinking of doing, looking into that. That is scheduled, possibly, depending how this one goes. I'll put a community tab out over the weekend. It's either going to be scheduled for next Monday, or the week after for the Ghost Street Kaiju coming into play. Asbella. Cool. And then I want more of a... I want to pinch that cream colour. In fact, before I pinch that cream colour, I need to make this a bit more... I'm jumping on a couple of extra layers now because of where I've got everything at. He's done the green screen as a personal drawing. It's done. Oh, nice. Look forward to seeing that at some point, Tegan, because that may be the next backup thing we've got here. It seems weird when you think that, you know, I've been drawing this illustration for about 3 hours, and even though we've got some of it done, we are nowhere near finished. Just to let you guys know, this could be like a 8 to 12 hour illustration by the time it's completely done. I say that, it depends how detailed we want to go, not to scare you guys. It's just it's one of those ones where it's like, how much detail do you want to put in this, and how much do you want to get back out? I suppose that's the key thing of any kind of medium, isn't it? It's like any illustration is, how much do you want to do, and how much do you want to have or get or gain? Oh, I can afford to go over these as well, because when I erase around the edges, it's going to tidy up a lot of this. I'm just blocking out some main colour aspects. I can jump in and just erase around these little bits. Sorry, just chuckling at Koi's little emoji he's dropped in there. Doom Demons as armors. Oh, that could be quite an interesting one. That's the original colour, isn't it? Venomized Thomas the Train. Oh, well, we did the Polar Express Venomized, but I don't really want to do another train yet, Koi. That was, I have to say, actually, this is the most detailed. The other one was the most difficult. The Polar Express Venomized. That one was just absolutely insanely detailed on the bits that I did on that. I love how it came out. Just that was way more detailed than I was expecting it to be. Yes, Shade Hunter, a venomized Bowser, cannon giant Bowser, with Luigi captured at the bottom. And we're just adding some of the lighter bits on some elements, just to bring up what we want to do. A venomized fusion of Dempsey and that kind of artistic kid. That'd be quite cool. Now you see, some symbiotes, the further down the generations you go, they can absorb powers and they can use fire, so it's quite interesting. But I know what you mean. So, officially, they're not meant to be fire. Fire's bad for symbiotes, but it depends on what version of a symbiote we're on. I know it's the blue colour, but I wanted to kind of have it stand out a little bit. And this is still the rough kind of like digital painting stage. This is I haven't refined anything yet. I'm just getting a fair amount of the bits in. Yeah, no, it works out that Venom's like first generation and he's unique. He kind of learns tricks throughout the Marvel universe as it goes along in some of the comics and that. However, Carnage can use, Carnage can use other abilities, and then when you have Screech and that, they can use the powers of the metahumans that they're a part of, in a sense. So, over time, they do develop their own abilities, and they can, it's because they bond with the DNA of the host. So if the host can use it, technically they can use it, and if the host is resilient, in theory they should be resilient. That's the way it works. I mean, it's not always the case, but that's how they kind of made them super powerful in the Marvel universe over time, which was kind of cool and kind of scary. Yes. It leads to all sorts of chaos and mischief within the universes. For definite. And I want to take that light colour there. I'll start working on. Let's get that one in. Need some sharper, cleaner lines for this bit. And then taking over Reed Richards and then dying, and thus releasing said immune symbiotes who are actually gases instead of liquid rubber. Alpha Dragon, I want to do more Pokemon Fusion Mech Armor. Thoughts on which 2 to 3 Pokemon to use? What ones have you done already, Alpha Dragon? My turn to give you some suggestions. Oh no, Shade Hunter, it's fine. I quite like it when people sometimes ramble in the stream, when they kind of come up with ideas or thoughts and start a conversation. It saves me a task of trying to figure out what to say sometimes, but it's also interesting to see what some people come up with or suggest, as it were. Sizer, Dragonite, Lucario, and Dashbon. Hey Noxy, I'd be rich too. Yes, we've gone for 3 hours, go for dude, and I'm still going currently. Alpha Dragon, why not do Cerulean Edge and no Pokemon. Venusaur. Or Cerulean Edge and Venusaur. That'll be a challenge for you. Oh, Justin, what anime did you watch? I've been watching a few lately. Yeah, you could have done Go for Dude. However, that's sped up because that's probably got about like 40 hours worth of drawing in it. Easy. That, what is it? If we average 20 episodes, that's 80 images. 80 images times 2. That's probably got about 160 to 200 hours worth of drawing in that long 3-hour video. Right, so now I want to... It's a chubby bubber. Oh, I quite like that belly now. I kind of put the BOWSER symbol on it. Yeah, that is about 6 days straight of drawing, Go for Dude, but that was done over like several months. Basically, my day consists of start work anywhere between 9 and 10, finish between 5:30 and 6. On my breaks, drawing if I get a chance to, and typing up lore. And then the evenings consist in the week of drawing and typing up lore. Just to, literally, as a content creator, it takes a while to do stuff, but it's often worth it in the end, to be honest. Just thinking what else I can do. And these bits, I kind of want a darker colour. That'll do. Wow, that actually worked really well. Couldn't replicate it on the second one though. Not as nicely. Shade Alpha Dragon removed it themselves, if you're wondering why that got deleted. Don't know what it said. Good replacement for the spider. Yeah, I thought Bowser's flag would be quite a nice one to do. Go for Dude. Yes, in fact, my main boss thinks it's absolutely amazing that in the year or so of lockdown that they didn't see me, I had 4 different voices or 5 different voices for the channel, and I got put on the spot and did them, and he was in stitches. But yeah, my coworkers know about it, but they also know that I do that in my breaks and outside of work time. Only if I'm in travelling or something, or we've been given an extra break or something, will I do it at the desk. Justin, this is Bowser attempting to do his final smash with the Super Smash Bros, but Venom cutting because he wanted a piece of the action. Made it into final smash. Yeah, they could do. I'm pretty sure they gave you that Bowser symbol. Yeah, you did. Oh, you looked at the Bowser flag and it came through. So, Robotic Artist, that entire symbol on the chest is down to you giving me the idea. Like I say, I'm happy to give credit where credit's due. If someone's done something and given like an idea on the channel bit, I'm more than happy to say here it is. And, you know, let me know if you've said it in there. If I don't, because it's quite cool. 6 humans in the Mario universe. Technically there's 2 humans, because the princesses like Peach and that aren't actually humans, depending on what storyline you go. The princess of the Mushroom Kingdom is actually one of the Toad people. Anybody see the actual live action Super Mario movie years back? God, that's showing my age now, isn't it? I'm counting Mario and... Well, yes, yeah, fair enough. Of course, I saw it in the theatres. It was Joy Coy's favourite movie. Yeah, no, I loved it. I loved the little, the way they kind of did the story. Looking back on it now, the story makes no sense whatever in terms of, you know, true Mario style. But I did love the concept of what they came up with, like the bombs were the little ones that you wind up and drop them off, and they go around and stick to it. And like the Mushroom Kingdom was all evolution and de-evolution type thing, which was amazing. But no, I have to say it was one of my favourite movies back then as well. I guess we're almost done with a lot of these flat colours now. I do have a few more bits to kind of do on them, but the vast majority's been done. I do find it weird how I can draw for hours and hours and hours, and like go through this going, oh, we've been going for 3 hours. That's like your whole video I could watch again. It's like, yeah, it doesn't feel like 3 hours to me. I'll stop this. I'll look at the time and I'll be like, oh yeah, 3 hours. Just yeah. Right, so I'm gonna make it. Oh, I clipping matched that, didn't I? Awesome. Just wondering what to do for that little bit there. I think that's the main bit that's left, is this little bit here, and then we've got the flats done. This is kind of like the base colours done. I could probably leave it at this, but I will be adding more to it in another stream. Go for dude. As soon as I finish this little eye bit here, I think that'll probably be a good spot to stop, to be honest, looking at this. It's getting there, but yeah, it just needs a little bit. Obviously I'm not going to go like for a finished piece on this, but I think that'll probably give us almost 3.5 hours, so that'll be a really good stopping point. I just don't know what colour to do his eye. Harmony, green. Oh, that's, yeah. Why not? Let's just go with this. I'm going with it. It's got to be done. Just, yeah. We'll definitely continue part 2 of this next week at some point. For you guys, is a Monday better or is Wednesday better to continue this one? I do know Wednesday gets less viewers, I'd say. It gets less people watching on a Wednesday, but I'm still happy to do Wednesday if that's better suited for people. Yeah, that was the Pokemon type swap. I will be doing another one at some point this year. I'm going to try and schedule it around like the UK half term or something in April. That being said, I am off. I do have the day free on the 14th that I might do a stream on. I'm not sure what I do on the stream yet, but I do have the 14th free. Awesome. Yeah, either's best for me. I'm just thinking of finishing off this one with people that might actually want to see this a bit more. Then again, I'm only thinking that because if I do the Monday night, I get back from martial arts in the evening before doing the stream this time, and then sorry, just concentrating on this a little bit. And Wednesday will just be a whatever it turns out being. Oh, that looks more like that's kind of like a weird liquid thing on the head. I quite like that. Oh, sorry, one last thing to do before we go, and then we call it a day. I got we haven't got all of the details in, but we do have enough to pretty much do the feet. Probably more like that. Yeah, I think that'll do for today. Yeah, go for dude. I do. I've done martial arts for years. I do. In the UK, I do. Well, we class it as kickboxing, but I'm learning a bit of kung fu mixed in with kickboxing at the moment. But I've done a couple of different martial arts before. I have mentioned them before, like Monday martial arts and that on a couple of streams. I guess you haven't been on the streams. But no, I do martial arts on a Monday night after I finish work. And then I'll get back. So basically on a Monday, if I'm streaming, usually, I'll go into the office between 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning, finish by about 6:30, go to martial arts for an hour or two from something like 7:30 till about 8:30, half 8 or nearly 9 o'clock. And then I will, well, sorry, from 7 o'clock till about 8, half 8, 9 o'clock. And then I will drive about 45 minutes back and I'll jump onto a stream and I'll start drawing with you guys till about 2 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, it's kind of busy on a Monday for me. But yeah. Yeah, go for dude. I do appreciate it. Sometimes the streams don't fall right with when people have things on because of the time zone difference, but as long as you like the stream, you leave a comment or you try to watch them afterwards, then it's all good fun. Yeah, I like how this one's turned out. I will tie. The only thing I might do in the meantime is just tidy the edges around here. So basically, off stream, what I might do is just tidy these bits out really. So it's like this, so it's a bit neat around the edges. But other than that, I quite like how this one's going. I know Kung Fu, show me. Hi Neo and Morpheus, how are you doing? Yeah, go for dude. That kind of artistic kid's also been quite stressed with that lately. It's oops, that was gone. It's one of those things where unfortunately things get stressful, especially this time of year, and then summer. But yeah. Oh, for those who didn't see it, that was the one that I was working on earlier, messing around today. It's actually the third digital mess around I've done. I've done 2 on the display as well. But I basically got the princess version of Bowser, and she's about to eat a little Mario type plushie thing, or she's like nah, and then she's got one of the little Koombas, a little plushie Yoshi and Toad on her, and I just started messing around with the hair effects, and that warmed me up ready to do this one, which is actually coming out way better than I was expecting. So I'm having so much fun. Bowsette, thank you, Shade Hunter. I always get it wrong. I'm useless at names, even if it's characters and stuff, but I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Head slam again, I only missed one. I know, but I'll tell you what, considering I showed that at the start within like the first 10 minutes, and you didn't answer till about 2.5 hours after when I asked the question, I'm super impressed, Alpha Dragon. But anyway, I think I'll call it that for tonight. It's about almost 1:30 and we've been going for almost 3.5 hours. So have we got any quick questions or anything before we disappear? And I will definitely put a post bit up on, I'll update the thumbnail, but I'll definitely put a new kind of like placeholder post for when we're going to do the next one on this one, because I'm really enjoying the colours on this one. It's really starting to pop and look really cool. Thank you, Robotic Artist. I'm glad you had a fun time, and we will see you potentially in the next stream. Shy Guy Venomized has a face. Does it? I'll have to check that out. Shy Guy Venomized has a face. Yes, the Venom symbiote has a face, even if the Shy Guy doesn't really have one. Thank you, Crazy for a Day. You have a good day or night, or whichever it is, on whatever part of the world you are. I keep forgetting where everybody is, and thank you, Koi. I'll catch up with you tomorrow, no doubt. But yeah, I'm going to go to sleep in a little bit. And bye, Gopher Dude. We'll call it a day there. Oh, I am staying warm, so yeah, not a problem there, Shade Hunter. And Matthew, see you later. Gopher Dude, I've completely forgotten where you are, to be honest. I will remember in the morning, because my brain's probably shutting down other than drawing, but we'll catch up with that a bit later. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.